today. So you can do it without props. I'll give you a version, but I do it to teach the full version. I use props. So the things that you're going to need are a couple of thick blankets. Like when I'm doing it in studio, I'll have 4. Here you can see in my little setup, I have 2 thick beach towels and then 1 yoga blankie. So you want it to be pretty big because you don't want to have your neck at 90 degrees. We want to have a little bit of height here so the neck can be in a little bit more of its natural curve. So a couple of nice thick towels or blankets that you're really smoothly put out. This is a little washcloth. I also use that on my mat for my head so that my head can slide. So that's what that is. So a few towels, thick blankets or washcloth. I'll also give you an option that you can do with 2 blocks, but that's not going to be fully up. That'll be more like a half shoulder stand. Because today is shoulder stand day. Hi, Tawny. How you doing? Nice to see you. Awesome. Hi, Sarah. Nice to see you too. Hello, hello. Hi, Julia.
That's
hello,
a beautiful wall with a photo. Are you in a different town now?
Well, thanks for noticing. There used to be, you guys probably remember there was a mirror up there. So
yeah.
all I did was cover the mirror. It was an art project because who wants to be looking back and seeing my desk? So I got this big painting that is like a stick-a-cheat that I could stick on foam board, and then I stuck it over the mirror. Doesn't it look nice?
Yes. Wow, it's so pretty.
I know. I was super proud of the craftiness.
Yeah.
It was a householding craft project.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Hi, Soul. Nice to see you. Good evening. Good evening. Hello, hello. Hi. Jade, hello. Oh yeah, Jade reminds me. So you guys, you may have noticed in the sequencing mentorship course, if you're in the sequencing mentorship course, you're like, where did all the rest of the modules go? You're like, now it ends at shoulder stand. WTF, what is happening? So if you're in the sequencing mentorship course, I need you to go and vote because the last 3 weeks are wild card poses. That means I'm leaving it up to you guys to choose which poses we do, but they'll be fun. It'll be like Tadibhasana or Parshvabhakasana, Ekapada Kunyasana. So just like some, crazy, silly yoga poses to have a good time with. But I wanted you guys to have input into that. So I'll leave the voting open for another couple of days, and then I'm just going to go with whatever poses get the most votes. So yeah, so let me actually go grab that link and I'll throw it in the chat for you guys in case you missed it. Vote your pose. That's it. All right. So if you're in the mentorship, Jade, yay, you voted. Okay, here you go. This is the link to the voting thing. You can jump in there and vote for whatever crazy ass pose it is you want to do. Hi, Joel.
Hi, Rachel. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Okay, so one more time, if you're just coming in, we need some props. So notice how Trisha has her towels up there. Yeah, and we don't have to have them on the mat to start, but we will be putting them there. So I have my setup. You can see where I've got. You don't have to get it completely set up yet. I will talk us through, but you want at least a few towels. So here is these are 2 big fluffy towels. And then I have my yoga blanket over it. This needs to be as long as your upper arm because you're going to put the whole upper arm on it, right? So you need to have some length here. And eventually we'll put it at the wall. But for now, you can just take your, excuse me. Eventually, now you can just take your, thank you, things and put them aside. But when we get to shoulder stand, we will be using these. Don't fret if you don't have a bunch of fluffy things, and I'm really anal about them being like wrinkle-free and lovely hair. If you don't have that, don't panic. We can do it with 2 blocks as well. My favorite modified version of shoulder stand, excuse me, you guys, happens with 2 blocks. I used to hold my sneezes in. Okay, here's an embarrassing story. So I used to hold my sneezes in, and then I was in class one time, and I held my sneeze in, and instead I farted really loudly. And I'm like, I don't hold my sneezes anymore. I'm like, it's got to go somewhere, everybody. So I'm going to sneeze. That's what's going to happen. It's hilarious. It was so funny. Oh my God. I couldn't even stand myself. It's hilarious. Iconic. I know. All right. Sweet. Okay. Good. So let's go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Hi, everybody. No playlist today, just good old fashioned naked yoga. If you want to play a playlist, you can, but I just ask when we get to the demonstration portion of shoulder stand that we turn it off so you're not distracted. So I came back from Canada yesterday. So I was in Vancouver for a week. It was great. And there was much drama going over because I had to race through the airport, and also much drama coming back. It was hilarious. So as some of you may know, I'm fully vaccinated, but I did have COVID, and then I recovered in the last 3 months. And that's one of the ways that you can get in and out of countries right now, is that you show that you had it, because you could still get false positives from having it in the last 3 months. So the 72-hour testing thing, if you know about that, isn't really applicable. But anyway, so I was coming back. The airport's empty in Vancouver. No one's there. And I'm hanging out with the Air Canada ladies. And they're like, oh, so I have documentation that shows I had COVID. And then I have a negative test that I got, right? So it's like showing healthcare has tested me. I don't have it anymore, but I have had it in the last 3 months. I think that's good to go. No, the CDC required. No, it's not. The CDC says you have to have a letter from a healthcare professional saying you recovered. I'm like, well, I have a negative test from a healthcare professional, which says I've recovered. And they're like, no, it has to say it. So these people are people are freaking out, right? So they're by the books. They don't want to, they don't want to do anything wrong. So I was like, oh my gosh. So they're like, look, just go to their quick testing facility and get the test right here at Vancouver Airport, which thank goodness they have that, because they don't have that in the States. This fast testing things right at the airport. So I run over there, but there's this massive line. So my flight's leaving and I'm like, of course. So I stand in line to register, and then I go to test, and they're like, it's going to be 25 minutes. And I'm like, okay, my plane is going to like finish boarding like 10 minutes after that. And I have to get through security, and I have to get through customs, and I have to run through the airport. So I'm like, okay. And so of course, like as per Rachel's personality, I start panicking and freaking out. And then I was like, wait a minute. Is this so terrible? What's the worst case scenario here? The worst case scenario is that I don't get on this plane. That's the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, I have to spend another night in Vancouver. Oh, darn. And like not go to school tomorrow. Oh, rats, Anyways, but it's just hilarious how the external world and these stresses have such an immediate impact in me. And like I don't love the way that I am when I'm stressed, because I start getting very I go through security and I like lose my Nexus card because I'm so scattered, right? I become a total scattered person when I get a little stressed out. And so I was like, this is the frickin' practice right here. And it's to recognize that our internal world doesn't have to be driven by these external things. And that ultimately, really, stuff happens in life, but ultimately it unfolds and things ultimately work out. It's like that old adage, if things are still a problem, you're not at the end yet, something like that. So it all works out in the end. If it hasn't worked out, it's not the end yet, right? And so I started thinking like, this is where the rubber meets the road in terms of our practice. It's not so much doing shoulder stand, although that's fun, but it's actually how can I hold myself, how can I be contained within myself in a way that doesn't get pulled with everything that's happening in the outer world. And that's the jewel of the practice, isn't handstand, isn't headstand, but it's like I freak out less in my life. And I was like, this is it. It's all going to work out. And when I made that switch, then I could go through security or go through to the gate agent and actually be a pleasant person rather than a crazy person. Instead of like spraying my stress on everyone else, instead I could go through and be aware of what was going on or work towards that. I was still a little stressy, but it's like that's the road we're going. All right. So come to sit in Virasana. You guys, you're also going to want to strap on a couple of blocks today. So throw those by the front of your mat if you've got them. And sit on your shins with your feet together, your shins together. Let your palms be face up on your legs. If that isn't nice on your knees, you can always slide one of your blankets between your shin and your thighs, or sit on a block or get yourself a little height. Awesome. Let your eyes close. And through the closing of the eyes, what we're starting to do is disconnect our internal sense of self from some of the external stimulation of our world. So closing the eyes is a way to invite ourselves to come inside. So turn the light of your awareness inwardly. And take a few slow, deep breaths and give yourself some space and time here to arrive in your own body. And choose to deepen your breath, even just a little. When you exhale, exhale out a little bit more so you go to the end of your exhale. By doing so, you create more space for the inhale. And let yourself relax. Relax into your own sense of awareness. Like a little oh, I can just settle here for a moment. Take a slow, deep breath in. And exhale out. Let your eyes, now as your eyes flutter open, notice the desire for the mind's attention to run outside. And instead just keep one internal eye, if you will, open in the inner experience of yourself. And let your eyes start to open. So that's the game, is being able to do both. And then interlace your hands together, press the palms forward in front of you. Let the shoulders drop away from your ears, smooth your front ribs in, and then take the arms up. Press down through your sitting bones, press the palms up towards the sky. Take a nice big stretch through the sides of your waist. And then pull the fingers apart just a little bit. So give them a little tug, and that's gonna help you draw your outer arms in. And then sitting nice and tall here in your spine, start to draw the upper arm bones back to the extent that is possible in your own shoulders and your body, so your heart gets a little lighter. Take one more breath. And then as you exhale, go ahead, take the hands down, change the interlock of your palms, press the palms forward again. Nice, strong, straight arms, take the arms up. Draw the upper arm bones back. Just notice this might create a little intensity. Strengthen the body, straighten your arms, lengthen the elbows. Yeah, push the palms up. One more breath. Staying nice and calm, exhale out. Let the arms come down, interlace your hands behind your back. Right, and if that's a little too much, grab onto your strap. Smooth the front ribs in, draw the shoulders back, and then begin to pull the arm bones back behind you. Now, let the shoulders drop down, right? So rather than hunching them up and forward, let them slide down your back, but then press the wrists away. Press the wrists away. And then as you inhale, feel that you can create a little bit more space across the front of your chest. Then notice the chin here, bring it level to the floor. Right, it's kind of tempting to drop it. Take one more breath. Exhale. Change the interlock of your hands again. Draw the shoulders back and down, and then again, stretch the palms away. There's a tendency to kind of move forward in the body, so stay settled into the back body as you draw the arms back, pull the fingers apart to really stretch the arms. Nice big breath in. And exhale. Let them go. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Make your way onto your hands into your knees. Place your hands outer shoulder distance apart, coming onto all fours. And move into a few rounds of cat-cow. And you can even close your eyes here. So I will invite you to kind of move the attention inwards at certain points. Draw your heart forward and through, and then round the spine. Again, with the inner eye open, right? So we let ourselves feel what's going on. And part of this, part of opening ourselves and staying connected to this bigger sense of awareness is letting go of expectations. So the mind is what creates expectations. Oh my gosh, I got to get on the plate. This is what should happen. You know, this is how the world should be working. And the disconnect between what is actually going on and our sense of expectations is what usually creates our stress. And instead, by opening ourselves to what's really here in our body today, as simple as that might be, gives us space for what our experience is. And it helps us be aware and more in touch with what's really going on rather than all the stories that we have. But come back to all fours, so nice tabletop. So draw the front ribs in just a little bit so you feel a bit of a widening across your upper back. And then ever so slightly draw the shoulder blades together so they feel nice and stable. As you inhale, take your right leg back behind you. So tabletop, three-legged. Yeah, if you got the wall there, that's great. You can kick your heel into the wall. Good. And then from here, press down into your hands, draw your core in. Come onto your left fingertips and then reach your left arm straight out to the side. We did this last week too. So straight out from your shoulder, so out to the left, straight out. There you go. And then turn the palm and the upper arm forward. I just want you to really feel that beautiful external rotation. Keep that and then draw your hand forward. That's it. And stretch through your back heel, stretch through your fingertips. Good. And Jade, lower your heel just a tiny bit, your lifted heel. Yeah, so you can pull your ribs in more. Gives you a little bit more space to lengthen the tailbone down. Good. One more breath. Exhale, lower the hand down, lower the knee down. Good. Take your right leg back again, same leg. I haven't done this to you guys for a while. Take the right leg back. Yeah. Come onto your right fingertips now. Reach your right arm forward. I know. It's like, what is happening? Yeah, that's it. You can do it. That's it. Reach, reach, reach. Good, good, good. Nice line. Exactly what it is, right? Okay, good. Go ahead and bring your hand down, bring your knee down. Take your left leg back. Yeah, keep the heel right in line with your sitting bones. Come onto your right fingertips. Take the right arm out to the side. Wrap the outer arm in, turn the bicep and the palm forward, and then reach the arm straight forward. Yeah, tuck your chin just a little so that you feel the back of your neck get really long. And now kick through your back heel and stretch through your fingertips. Yes, and the trick here is to pull the ribs in a little bit more. Lengthen the, yeah, nice. Lengthen the tailbone just a tiny bit so there's a sense of containment and strength from the front of the body. Okay, keep your back leg lifted. Lower the fingertips down. Lift your left arm forward. And so changing it up. As I keep dropping your outer left hip down as best you can. Falling makes you sexy. Soften the elbow just a tiny bit. That's it. One more breath. Good, you guys. Bring the hand down. Whee! Lower your knee down. Walk the hands forward a hand's distance. Press back downward facing dog. Bend your knees, pull the tops of your thighs back. And with the gaze soft for a moment, feel the pose from the inside out. And then use your eyes in service of that experience. So check with your eyes, are my feet hip distance apart and parallel? Are my hands outer shoulder distance apart? Are my arms straight? So use the senses to support being in reality, just being in this moment with what is. Good. And then press your hands down and forward, pull the thigh bones up and back, and then step your feet to the front of your mat to your hands. Bring your feet hip distance apart and parallel to start. Bring your fingertips to the floor. So you may want to use blocks or bend the knees as much as you need to bring the fingertips down. Good. Release your head now. Let the back of your neck go. Good. Yes. And then, only then, with the whole upper spine release, then start to stretch the legs towards straight. But release the back of your head, you guys. Give your head a little shake. Yep. Notice if it's holding. See if you can really let the weight of your head go and feel how long your neck is. And with your fingertips against the floor and your neck long, lift the shoulders away from the floor. So fingertips stay down, but the shoulders move away from your ears. Yep. Good. So press the fingertips into the floor. Use them. Use what you have, connecting to the floor to be more connected. All right. Soften your knees a little. Bring your hands to your hips. Lift your shoulders. Nice bright chest. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. And then bring your feet together in Tadasana. So toes together, heels just a little bit apart. So we can hug ourselves more to the center, hug our own center in. Squeeze the legs, fingertips reach down by the side. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. And for this first Urdhva Hastasana, take your arms straight up. So squeeze the legs. Even if you need to soften your knees a little bit, bend your knees so you can squeeze the thighs together. That's it, Sarah. Yeah. Soften your front ribs in a little bit more. Good, Beth. Pull the front body in a tiny bit. Yeah, be a little, yes. And now draw the fingers back. So without losing the connection to your core, start to draw the arm bones back behind you. Inhale. Exhale, hands through the center of your chest, forward fold over your legs. As you inhale, halfway lift, nice wide chest. As you exhale, step back into plank pose. And we pause in plank to check it out. Like, okay, are we where we think we are? Place your hands outer shoulder distance apart. Especially if you can really hyperextend your elbows, bring a little softness into them so that your body needs to work a little harder. And then press all 10 toes into the floor to strengthen your legs. Nice. Good, Kendra. Pull your ribs in just a tiny bit. Yes, that was it. Good. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Hips and chest touch at the same time. Nice, Connie, nice control. Inhale, baby cobra. So stretch your toes back, curl through the upper chest. Hover your hands from so you can really feel the back body working. So lift your hands off the floor. Yeah, stretch back through your feet. Good. Replace the hands. Use the connection of the hands to lift your heart a little bit more. And then exhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Bring your feet together. Bend your knees. Press through the hands. Good. And as you push down through your hands, pull the thigh bones back. Now from your heart, this is an interesting cue. From your heart, reach down into your hands. Yeah. Yes. And at the same time, pull your hips further back. Good. Bend your knees just a little bit. Look forward, squeeze the legs, walk or step or jump your feet to the front of your mat. As you inhale, halfway lift, open your chest. As you exhale, forward fold. Squeeze your legs together. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Take the arm bones back. So pull the front ribs in, reach your heart towards your thumbs. As you exhale, forward fold over your legs all the way down. Inhaling in, halfway lift, plant your hands, exhale, step back into plank pose, high plank position. Draw your ribs in, melt your shoulder blades a little bit more on your back. Inhale, as you exhale, lower all the way down to the floor again, all the way down. Inhale, baby cobra, or option, lift your hips, straighten your arms, upward facing dog. If you're an up dog, lift your hips, lift your thighs. And pull your chest through. Yes, exhale back, downward facing dog. Bring your feet together at the back of your mat. Squeeze your legs together. Pull the hip creases back. At the end of your exhale, bend your knees, look forward, walk or step or jump your feet to the front. Legs together, squeeze them in. Nice, nice lightness there, everybody. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Release your head. Rise all the way up. Chest nice and wide. Draw the arm bones back. Stretch your heart into your thumbs. Press down through your feet. Exhale, forward fold. Hands through the center line. Over your legs, all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands. Step back into plank. Root down through the inner edges of your hands. Here's where we start to have some options. Inhale as you exhale, halfway down, chaturanga. Have the option to go all the way down. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Pull your heart forward and through, flip the feet. Pull the heart through. Exhale, lift up and back from your core, downward facing dog. Good, feet together, bend your knees, look forward. End of your exhale, walk, step, or jump your feet to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold in, release your head, let your neck go. Rise up, inhaling in, reach the arms to the sky, draw the upper arm bones back, press through your feet to stretch through your arms, lean back. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. One more time like this. Inhaling in, halfway lift. This time as you exhale, you can jump back, chaturanga, or step back, lower down. Good. Inhale into your back bend, baby cobra or up dog. Good, Joel. Try to get your shoulders over your wrists, so not so far forward with the shoulders. Yep. Exhale, lift up and back, downward facing dog. Feet together. Squeeze your legs. Bend your knees. Push into your hands, look forward. End of your exhale, walk, step, jump your feet to the front of your mat. Nice. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold in, release your head. Bend your knees, sit down chair pose. Good. Set the weight down into the heels. Get really low. Low, low, low. Utkatasana. Yes. Good. Bring your hands together in front of your chest. Sit a little lower. Squeeze your legs together. Inhale, lengthen as you exhale. Twist to the right. Bring your elbow outside your knee. And then again, check. It's like we sort of check and go like, okay, my inner experience and my outer experience. Take a look at your knees. Are they lined up? Pull the hip back, press the palms to draw the top shoulder back a little bit more. Yes, good. Nice work, everybody. Chair pose, stay deep in the pose, reach your arms forward. Hands into your heart, lengthen your spine. Inhale, exhale, twist to the left. So squeeze the knees. Pull the thumbs into the center of the chest and press the hands. Use the connection of your hands to widen your heart. That's it. And then the top shoulder, draw it away from your top ear so the neck is really long. That's it. Good, Jill. Just watch it. Look at your right knee. I can't tell. It looks a tiny bit forward. Yeah, there we go. Squeeze the thighs. Inhale back to chair. This is where it's a little fiery. Yes, sit a little deeper. Rather than moving away, sit down. Sit down. Yeah. Can we stay calm even though the external world is a little fired up? Okay, exhale, forward fold over your legs. Let it go. Take a nice big breath. Let it go. Halfway lift as you inhale. As you exhale, plant your hands, step back into plank pose. Pull the front ribs in, plug the shoulders onto your back. Inhale, exhale, lower halfway or all the way down. Baby cobra or upward facing dog. If you're an upward facing dog, bend your elbows, lower your hips to the floor. Cobra pose, full cobra. Pull the heart forward and through. Good. Upward facing dog again. Stretch the arms to straight. And everybody press up and back, downward facing dog. A little extra back bend today. Okay. From the back of your mat, inhale, take your right leg up. Keep the hip nice and square. Yeah, if you hit the wall, you can use the wall. Good, good, good. As you exhale, knee to nose, shift forward and round your spine. Yeah, like a little cat pose. Good. Inhale, take the leg all the way up and back, stretch. Exhale, knee to nose, shift forward and round, pull in. Inhaling in, take the leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, shift forward and round. Lightly place the right foot by your right hand. Step your left foot a little wider. Turn the back toes, the left toes to the front left corner of your mat. This is warrior one. Hug your inner thighs together. Bring your hands to your hips and rise on up. Good. For a moment, take your arms up towards the sky. Bend your front knee. And as you press into your front heel, pull the outer right hip back and in. Yeah. Almost everybody, pull the navel in just a tiny bit. Pull the navel in. Good. Yeah, yeah. And in fact, rather than trying to be straight upright, because that's going to make us go into the low back, tilt forward just a tiny bit. Pull the navel into your body so you create more space for your low back. And then take the hands behind you, interlace the palms together. With the hands together, draw the arm bones back so just the top corner of your chest opens. Inhale. As you exhale, go ahead and bring your shoulder to the inside of your front leg. It's humble warrior, but warrior one. That's it. Touch your head to the floor. Keep pulling your outer right hip back and in. Yes. Squeeze the feet. Soften your elbows just a tiny bit, but lift your shoulders a lot. Good. Press down through your feet. Rise back up. Warrior one. Pull the navel in, heart forward and through. Release the arms. Let the arms float up. And as you exhale, go ahead and bring your fingertips down to the floor. Inhale, step back into plank. Lower halfway or all the way down. Move through your back bend, baby cobra or up dog. Soften your elbows, pull the heart through. Press through your palms, up and back, downward facing dog. Place your feet hip distance apart. Inhale, stretch the left leg up towards the sky. Keep the hips square. As you exhale, knee to nose, shift forward and round. Inhaling in, take the leg up and back. Exhale, use the breath, draw in and round. Curl your head to your knee. Inhaling in, take the leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, shift forward, round, 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 round. Now look at your hands and step the left foot by your left thumb. Good. Step your right foot a little wider. So your hip distance apart, right? It gives you a little bit more space. Come onto your finger pads, everybody. Come onto your fingertips first. Good. And press down through your left heel. Pull the outer left hip back and in a little bit more. Hug the outer hips in. Tailbone down, rise all the way up, warrior one. Okay. Hinge forward just a tiny bit from your pelvis. Again, so that I'm not so much in the back. Come forward a little bit and then pull the waistline in. So you have lots of space. Interlace the hands the opposite way behind your back. Draw the arm bones back. So I feel the underside of my armpit chest starting to move forward, right? But I still have some core strength here. Inhale in, and then as you exhale, bring your shoulder to the inside of your front knee. Yes. That's it. You got it. Drop your head now. Good. Really nice. Press into your front heel, pull the outer left hip back and in. And then with your elbows just a tiny bit soft, lift your shoulders more. Drop your head, drop your neck. That's it, Erica. Yeah. Okay, press down into your feet nice and strong. Inhale, rise up. Release the arms, stretch them all the way up. Warrior one. Exhale, take your hands down. Inhale, step back into plank. As you exhale, lower halfway or all the way down. Inhale, back bend. Draw the upper arm bones back. Yeah, pull from your hands, pull your heart through. Exhale, lift up and back, downward facing dog. Nice. Okay. Press strongly down and forward into the palms. And as you press down into the inner edges of your hands, wrap your outer arms in. Squeeze them in. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale out. As you inhale, take the right leg up towards the sky. Open your hip. Now, is this appropriate for shoulder stand? No, you don't need to open your hip and shoulder stand, but I am choosing to do this, my friends, because it feels nice and sometimes it's good to do the hips in different ways in a yoga class. So open your hip up, take a breath. As you exhale, draw knee to nose, shift forward, place the foot directly between your hands this time. Turn your back heel on its side, line up front heel to the middle of your back arch. Come onto your fingertips and pause. Bend your front knee to a square. Good. Now, practice reality. So look at your front knee, place your knee right over your ankle. Make sure your stance is long enough here that your front thigh can be roughly at a square. Now keep your right hand where it is, press your right knee into your arm, take your left hand onto your hips and turn your chest open to the left. Good. Move both of your sitting bones towards your back heel, take your top arm straight forward towards the wall you're staring at. Yeah, straight forward. Plug your shoulder onto your back, just like we did with our cat pose. Turn the palm and the bicep forward, and now sweep the arm up and over your ear. That's it, good. Press into your back heel, stretch through the sides of your waist. Nice, good, Sarah. Keep pressing your front knee open just a tiny bit more. As you, yeah. Just with your arm, bring your arm and your leg to touch. Lean your right arm back into your leg. There we go. Good, everybody. Stay low through your front thigh, rise up, warrior two. Warrior two, warrior two, a little fire through the legs. Press into the big toe mound of your right foot, straighten your right leg. Shift your hips back, Trikonasana. Bring your fingertips either onto a block to the outside of your foot, your shin, or fingertips to the floor. Everybody re-soften your front knee just a tiny bit, and then press down and forward into the big toe mound of your foot as you steer your right hip back and underneath you. Yeah, and again, turn the bicep and the fingertips towards the front of your mat. Take your top arm over your ear. Stretch. Yeah, now as you root down through your back heel and squeeze your glutes a little bit, get longer through the sides of your waist. Fantastic. Bend your front knee, rise up, warrior two, open your chest. Lots of space through your arms, spread your fingers. Good, exhale, take your hands down to the floor. Beautiful. Downward facing dog. Inhale, take your left leg up, open your hip. Bend your knee, nice little thigh stretch, press down through your hands. Exhale, knee to nose, place the left foot all the way up between your palms, turn your back heel on its side. Line up heel to arch, come onto your fingertips. And then just take a moment here. It's like, okay, so you can turn your back heel down. Naomi, lengthen your stance just a tiny bit. Come onto your fingertips and then assess knee over ankle. Nice long stance. Keep your left hand where it is. Bring your right hand onto your pelvis. Turn your pelvis and your chest open to the right side of your mat. Press your knee into your arm more. Good. Take your top hand forward, straight out of your shoulder. Plug the shoulder onto your back. Rotate from the upper arm. Sweep your arm up and over your ear. Beautiful. Really nice, Joanna. Good. Yeah. See if you can almost get light on your front fingertips. Good. Press your knee into your arm, turn your ribs open, smooth the front ribs in, and then press into your back heel and get a little bit longer through the sides of your waist. Keep your front knee bent, rise up, warrior two. Keep your front knee bent, keep your front knee bent. Yes, awesome. Press into the big toe mound of your left foot, straighten your left leg, shift your hips back, Trikonasana. Trikonasana, and then rebend the front knee just a little. So you can scrub the ball of your front foot forward and down, and then pull up through your thigh bone. Pull the left hip crease back and underneath you. Turn, rotate the top arm towards the front of your mat. Take your top arm over your ear. Aha. Now, as you pull the left butt cheek underneath you and press your pelvis just slightly forward, like kind of pull your pelvis in and underneath you. Draw your navel in, and then use that to get longer through the sides of your waist. Yeah, really nice. Great, everybody, strong back leg. Bend your front knee, look down, warrior two, one last breath here. Open your arms. Good, as you exhale, take the hands down to the floor, step back into plank. Inhale, plank. Root the inner edges of your hands into the floor, keep your chest broad. As you exhale, lower all the way down to your mat. Okay, stretch the toes back, roll your inner thighs up towards the sky. And now, if you can, bring your legs together. Okay, squeeze the legs together, squeeze the knees together, squeeze the shins together, squeeze the feet together. Bring your forehead to the floor, take your hands behind you, interlace your hands, it's small on your back. Let there be some space between your palms, right? So we don't have to be like crazy clamped and tight there. And just lift your shoulders up. Just lift your shoulders away from the floor. Good. Engage your core. Keep that as you inhale, lift your chest, lift the back of your neck. Lift your hands off of your pelvis and start to stretch your hands towards your heels. And now squeeze your legs together, keeping your inner thighs rolling up. Lift your legs. Yes, drop your chin now just a little bit more. That's it, to lengthen the back of your neck and lift everything up, Shalabhasana. Nice, good, Kendra. Drop your chin just a tiny bit. Tuck your chin a bit more. There you go, yeah. Nice, everybody. Inhale, lift up, 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 up. As you exhale, lower everything down. Good, just turn your head to the right for a moment. Nice little neck stretch. Relax your jaw, take a deep breath in, exhale out. Good, interlace your hands the opposite way behind your back, same thing. Press your pelvis down into the floor, engage your navel a little bit to support the low back. Squeeze the legs in, squeeze the legs in. Keeping your core engaged, lift your shoulders, lift your hands, pull your hands back towards your heels. And as you do that, pull your heart forward and up, forward and up, forward and up. Stretch the toes back so much they lift, maybe just an inch off the floor. Squeeze your legs together. Good, lifting up for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, lower everything down. Good, press up and back, downward facing dog. Okay, keeping your hips nice and square. Inhale, reach your right leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, place the right foot up by your right thumb. Feet are hip distance apart and parallel. Squeeze them in for a little support. Soften your back knee. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Take your hands behind your skull. Gather your elbows forward. We did this last week for headstand. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Bend your back knee so that you can lift the front of your pelvis up a little bit more. So you have just a little bit more space for the low back, and hug the outer hips in. Sit down. Keeping your pelvis lifted, begin to stretch your back leg towards straight, and now press the skull back into your hand. As you do that, pull the heart more forward and through, forward and through, forward and through. Sit down. Press through the feet. Yes, to stretch the legs. Fantastic. Use your core to lift yourself up. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Hinge forward, hinge forward. Pull the right hip back in and hands stay into your chest. Roll the left inner thigh up towards the sky. Float the leg up. Warrior 3. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Good. Keep a little bend in your right knee for balance, for support. Yes, that's it. That's it. Stretch the top, stretch the back leg. Lift it up towards the sky. Ah. Beautiful. Hands to the floor, standing splits. Standing splits. So the difference between standing splits and warrior 2 is that we're trying to lift the leg up towards the sky now. And what I like to do is let the hips open just a tiny bit, or let the leg open just a tiny bit. Give yourself a little bit more room. Yes, and then forward fold. If your hands can touch the floor, press your hands flat. If your hands can touch the floor, press the hands flat. If your hands can touch the floor, press the hands flat, look slightly forward, and lift your standing heel off the floor. Push down into your hands, almost like you're not gonna do a handstand, but almost like you're gonna do a handstand. Press, press, press down through your palms. All right, everybody, exhale, forward fold, lower that leg down, give yourself a little shake. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. As you inhale, take your left leg up towards the sky. Keep your hips nice and square. As you exhale, step the left foot up by your left thumb. Keep your feet hip distance apart and parallel. Soften your back knee, rise yourself on up. Take your hands behind your skull, gather your elbows forward, plunk the shoulders down, smooth the front ribs in, pull them into the front body. Keep that as you start to stretch your back leg just forward. Press your skull into your hands and then scoop your shoulder blades up and forward. Yes. Sit into your legs, sit down, sit down. Yeah, push the feet apart to reach the heart forward enough. From the strength of your legs, open your chest. Beautiful. Yeah, so nice, everybody. Use your core to come back up. Bring your hands down into the center of your chest, hinge forward. You can walk your back toes in a little bit for support. And then shift your weight forward, lift your back leg up, warrior three. Now soften your standing leg just a bit more, but straighten your lifted leg. Good, Louisa, lift your chest just a bit more if you can, lift your shoulders. Yeah, there you go. Good, Sarah, turn your right hip down just a bit more so your toes point straight down. Good, you guys. Standing splits, lower the finger to the floor, float the leg up towards the sky. Fingertips pressing down. If your full palm can press down, press it down and lean forward into your hands and use that to lift your top leg higher. Lift the heel off the floor, straighten your arms like you're gonna do handstand. Yes, that's right. Oh, okay, and exhale, forward fold. Let go. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back into plank pose. Good. From plank pose, lower your knees down. Bring your elbows to the floor, interlace your hands. Interlace your hands together. Good, and then step back into forearm plank. Press the edges of your wrists down. Very good. And now melt your chest just a little bit towards the floor and start to walk your feet into coming to a dolphin, a version of dolphin. Keep your shoulders right over your elbows. Look between your hands. Walk your feet in as far in as you can and bring your feet together. With your feet together, lift your right leg up as high as you can without unsquaring your hips. Good, press through your elbows more, press through your elbows. Good, lower that leg down, lift your hips a little higher, lift the other leg up, nice and slow and straight. Yes, really nice. Focus, everybody, keep your hips square. Good, lower that leg slowly down, walk your feet back out, lower your hips down to the mat. Come to perch on your forearms. So let's take the hands, the forearms parallel to each other, Sphinx pose. Gather your core and nice strong legs, scoop the tailbone a little bit, and now pull your heart forward. Drag your hand. It's almost like your kitty cat clawing the floor and pulling your heart forward and through, but now drop your chin. Tuck your chin, lengthen the back of your neck. Option one, stay here. Option two, lift your elbows. Cobra pose. So if you lift your, yes, and then bend your elbows a little, and Beth, you could walk your hands in probably a little bit more. Good. Option to walk the hands in, pelvis stays down, heart moves forward and through. Yeah, that's it, soul. Nice, Julia. Yeah. Good, nice bright chest, inhale. And now as you exhale, go ahead and lower yourself all the way to the floor and come back and sit on your heels, Vajrasana. So headstand and shoulder stand go together. They're so happy together. So we're going to either repeat a headstand prep, or you can take your mat to the wall for headstand, headstand. Okay. So if you're bringing your mat to the wall, short end to the mat to the wall, I'll show you from this guy. Doop, doop, doop. Can also do this in the center of the room and just do the prep version, interlacing the hands up to the webbing, right? So I have this nice flat surface for my palms, and my elbows are right underneath my shoulders. My wrists are nice and straight. So no turning in, no turning out. I keep my nice happy hamster between my hands, press down, lift the shoulders up, the top of the head comes to the floor, and then I lift up. I can lift my head at any time. And then from here, we'll start to walk the feet in. All right, so I'll talk you through. So interlace your hands up to the webbing, either in the middle of the room or at the wall if you want to go all the way up. Okay, good. Check your elbows and then take a moment to pause. So this is one of those moments. This is running through the airport moment. Or just a little something, but we're about to do an inversion, which is something a little different. So we'll tend to get ahead of ourselves. So go ahead and stay with me. Place your top of your head to the floor, press the forearms down, and then lift your hips up. And then pause. Feel where your shoulders are in space. Feel the shoulder blades move up and into your back, and walk your feet as far in as you can. Get the upper back in, upper back in, upper back in, and lift it. It's Naomi, lift your upper back in more. Then from there, lift one leg up. If you're at the wall, you are permitted to take a mindful kick. Joel, keep the top leg straight if you can. Kendra, keep your top leg straight if you can. That's it, hips to the wall. And then squeeze your legs together. Squeeze in, squeeze in. That's it, Julia. Keep pressing down through your arms. Good, squeeze the legs, squeeze the legs, squeeze the legs. Reach your tailbone up towards the sky. Nice work. Good. When you're ready to come down, press down strongly with your forearms and bring one leg slowly down at a time. See if you can keep your hips towards the wall, my friends. That's going to help you with the dismount. Come down and take a moment in Vajrasana. Sit. And this is the moment to let go, right? This is the moment where the mind then goes, right? Sit in, just sit in the pose. Sit in yourself. Close your eyes for a moment. Let your senses go inwards. All right, we'll do it one more time. Change the interlock of your hands. Bring your forearms to the floor. Breathe one step at a time. Press the elbows down. Lift your shoulders away from your ears. Bring the top of the head to the floor. Curl your toes under. Lift your hips. And pause. Good. Feel the connection from your elbows to the shoulder blades as you walk your feet in. Connie, bring your elbows a little closer in. They look a bit wide to me. And then slowly, one leg will come up, the other leg. So bring your other leg up, the weird leg. Yep. Good. If you're at the wall, think hips to the wall. You might give yourself a little bit of a lift up. Yeah, nice, Lisa. That's it, back. Think butt to the wall a little bit more. Get your hips back behind you almost. Yeah, yep. And then you'll be able to lift up. Okay, squeeze the legs. Nice, Joel. Good, nice, Kendra. Keep squeezing your legs, Kendra. Squeeze your legs and reach your heels up. So flex your feet and stretch your heels up. Yeah, good, that's it. Nice, you guys, good. And then slowly come down with control. And then pause and sit and let it go. Good. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Calm your breath. Soft eyes, soft lips. Good. All right. Okay, friends, come and watch me. I want to just show you the setup for shoulder stand because we'll go to it. Now, if you don't have blankets, that's okay. You can do it with 2 blocks as well. You'll do a modified version of it. I'm a fanatic about the setup. So humor me today. Some of you may do shoulder stand without any props, which is the Ashtanga way. We're going to do it the Iyengar way today, which means we're going to prop the hell out of it. All right, so here's how it goes. So I'll take my pile of blankets and you'll notice that they are smooth. Very smooth and lovely here. I'm very anal retentive about that. Now the distance from about here, so from the end of that to the wall, should be my torso length. So you might have to play a little bit with that and modify. That's okay. I like to have a landing block by the wall because my hips can land on that, just so it's roughly the same height, so I'm not dropping down so much. Now, also we'll have a strap. So if you have a strap, you're going to place it so that it's outer shoulder distance apart. And I'm putting that on my upper arm. So I'm going to walk you through how I get into this first. So because I am close to the wall, oh, one last little bit. For me, I like to put a little washcloth on my mat here. Right. And that is so that my head is on the washcloth and not on the mat. Because if it's on the mat, my hair is going to stick and I'm not going to be able to, my head won't slide. So the washcloth is just a way of being able to slide a little bit from my head because I don't want my head to get stuck. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to roll into this pose. It's very elegant. Wee-hee-hee, and put my hips up the wall. So this is where I check out, and I might have to do like some testing and make sure I'm pretty good here. My butt's close to the wall. My shoulders are on my blankets, but notice here that I have a couple of inches, right? I have a couple of inches of distance between my shoulder and the edge, right? So that's important because as I lift up, I might slide a little that way, and I really need my shoulders to stay on the blankets. Now, why do we use blankets? If you'll notice, if I didn't have a blanket, my head would be here, right? If I didn't have a blanket, my head would be in line with my chest. When I lift up, that puts my chin and my chest super close together. But with a little bit of height here under my shoulders, my neck has more space. So that's why we do that. So we don't have to put the neck into some crazy, crazy, crazy ass flexion. Okay, so from here, I've got my strap nearby. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on around one arm. Look at my feet, my legs. I'm gonna do a little bridge pose. So I'll press my elbows down, lift my chest up. So I'm already getting my shoulder blades underneath me. I'll press my heels into the wall and use that to lift my hips up part way, right? Then I'll slide my other hand. This is what helps my shoulders just have a little bit more support. It's above my upper arms. Tuck my elbows underneath me. Now about this time is where you might tend to lift your chest and squish your neck. So keep the back of the head relaxed down. And now I'm gonna coil my upper back in, coil it in, and bring my hands as close to my shoulder blades as I can for support. Squeeze the legs together, come onto the toes. You can stay right here. I wanna turn your head from side to side. I'm so tempted to look at you, but I'm gonna resist. Squeeze the legs, then maybe one leg comes up, the other leg come up, and then I'm on my shoulders. So I'm on my shoulders here. My hands are helping to keep my upper back in, right? And stay here. This should be fairly calm actually for your body. To come out, I bring one foot to the wall, the other foot to the wall, lower down. Don't forget to take your strap off. Calm lay down, and then I've got this block here for underneath my pelvis, just so that I don't have this far to go. After, we're gonna wiggle ourselves back, and I'm taking my shoulders off the blankies here. Just a nice little chest opener. Okay, so that'll be how we come out. Now, if you don't have any blankies, let me just show you this real quick, because this is an excellent option to do in a group class where you don't have time to do all of this setup and keep track of people. So what I can do here is come into bridge pose. Bridge pose is the beginning of shoulder stand. So I press the upper arm bones down, right? I'm lifting the chest. This stays lifted. I lift my hips and I'll bring one block, maybe two, wide, right? Underneath my pelvis, let the pelvis settle, and then lift the chest. Then I stretch the legs up. I'm not gonna come up all the way because I don't want my neck to get squished, right? But I still keep that feeling of back bend and upper body moving in. I still get the benefits of the inversion right here, but I'm not throwing my hips way up, so I'm not compromising my upper body, right? So this is a really nice, accessible way to do a version of shoulder stand at any time. To come down, lift the hips, move your blocks. I've got a little legs up the wall. All right, so I'm gonna talk us through. So if you have your blankies set up, the smooth edge of the blankies is away from the wall, right? So these are the really nice folded edges are the ones that are further away from the wall because that's what my shoulders are gonna go on. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of time here to set up. Yeah, you guys look at Beth's pile of blankies. That's what we want. We want a big ass pile of blankies. And you want them to be quite folded so that edge wants to be really smooth. Notice how beautiful and smooth this edge is. It's like, this is where we get our OCD on in yoga class. Yeah, Sarah, that's nice. You'll probably need to be closer to the wall. So Sarah, come on out and then scoot your setup closer. Okay. Okay, I think we're doing pretty well. So you guys find your blankies and then wait for me there. Good, Connie. Get those edges really anally, retentively stacked. Really nicely stacked. Yeah, okay. And so here's a moment again where we'll pause. Make sure your strap is nearby. And what we're looking for as we go into this is we want to keep a softness in the neck. So the head should be relaxed against the floor. The shoulders are supported by your setup. Before we come into this, make little robot arms by your side. Press the tops of the shoulders down and lift your chest like bridge pose. Lift your chest like bridge. Yeah. Feel that lift. That's where we're starting from. Place your feet on the wall. Press your elbows down. Press your heels into the wall and pull your hips up the wall as you lift. And then tuck your other arm into your strap. Slide your strap above your elbows. Press the upper arm bones down a lot and lift your hips up. Now, if you're too far away from the wall, you'll be on a little bit of a diagonal. That's okay. Walk your hands down as close to your shoulders as you can so you're supporting your upper back. And bring your legs together. Come onto your tippy toes. Tippy toes at the wall. Tippy toes. Lift your hips up more. Hips up, not knees, hips, not legs, hips. Yeah. Then from there, squeezing your legs. Then from there, you might choose to lift one leg up. Yeah, Connie, you're just too far away from the wall. That's all. Hips up, hips up, hips up. Good, Trish. You're just a little farther away from the wall, but that's okay. You can work right there. Yeah. If you want to scoot yourself in, your butt should be pretty much at the wall. Yep. Good. Hips up. Good. And Beth, see if you can bring your feet closer to the door and your hips closer to your nose. So pull your hips in more and your feet back more. Yeah. Nice work, everybody. Jade, that's so lovely. Just like a straight line. Squeeze your legs together. Yeah, Kendra, your hands might be helpful on your back just to give your hips a lift. Yeah. Bring your hands to your hips. Use your hands to lift your hips up more. There you go. Yeah. Nice. Okay, 2 more breaths, nice and slow and calm. Okay, press through your arm bones strongly and bring one foot and then the other back to the wall. Lower your hips partway, take your strap out so you don't tie yourself in a knot. Come to lay down. Good. And then kind of shuffle yourself back towards the center of your room so that you can bring your shoulders off your setup so that there's a little bit of a lift right underneath your heart center, a little passive heart opener. Yeah, that's it, Sarah. And then bring your even a little further back, and bring your arms out to the side so that there's a sense of lifting underneath your heart and your legs can go up the wall. And take a couple of breaths here and let yourself settle. Take one more breath. Draw your knees into your chest. Roll off onto one side. Come to sit up and then bring your knees over your setup here and come to lay down. Shavasana, so you have a little support underneath your legs. Take a moment to tuck the shoulders underneath you. Let your upper body settle. Give a gentle, gentle turn of your neck from side to side. Just release any tension through your shoulders and your neck. Let your front body soften into your back body. Allow the center of your chest to soften. Relax your face. Relax your eyes. And take a slow, deep breath. And feel your awareness rise back to the surface of your body. Bend your knees and keeping your eyes closed, roll to your right side. And press yourself up to a comfortable seat. And bring your left hand over your heart center, your right hand over your left. Let the heaviness of your hands be like a soft little blankie on your heart. With your eyes closed, allow yourself to relax again into that open space of awareness. This soft, open space, which is our connection to the deeper, lighter part of ourselves, our connection to our own source. And through our practice and through our attention, we infuse that connection with more intention, which lets us keep our own sense of self even when the world gets a little wild. So keeping this inner eye awake and aware, softly let your eyes begin to open to bring in the rest of the world. Press your palms together in front of your heart and bow your head to your hands to surrender the mind's intelligence to the wisdom of the heart. Bringing this self-connection with you into the rest of your day. Namaste. Wonderful to practice with all of you today. If you have questions, then please feel free to hang out. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your week. I will see you Friday.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Rachel.
Rachel.
Very grateful to see you.
Thank you, Rachel. I do have a question about how the neck, that was beautiful. How when you are doing a headstand, and you've probably already explained this, how do you want to view your neck? Because I know you're not supposed to, just so that you're protecting and supporting neck, do you cue that?
Yeah. Two things to think about when you're setting your head up for a headstand. One is that you want to have the weight kind of in the plumb line of the spine. So we want to make sure we're not too far forward or too far back, but kind of like right at that spot. The neck wants to be in its neutral curves. Its neutral curve, so it's just slightly lordotic, is going to have the happiest kind of compression. And the other thing is that we want to put most of the weight in the forearms so that the neck is actually, the head is more of a third point of balance rather than the primary weight-bearing structure. So it's more about the forearms and the shoulder girdle being really steady. Yeah. And in fact, as soon as I come up into headstand, I usually press my forearms down and lift my head for a moment just to have that awareness in my body that I can. So it's kind of like just a reminder to self, like, it's not about your head, it's about your forearms, right? And so, so those two things, weight nice and even, and then forearms really doing most of the work, at least to start. Mm-hmm. Good question.
Great. Thank you, Rachel. See you next
Welcome. See you, Sarah.
Bye.
Thanks,
Other
Rach.
questions? Nice, Tricia. Good to see you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks, Rachel. Thank you.
Bye, Joanna. Tawny, how was it watching?
It was great. It's it's such a different experience being able to hear you cue and then see it in everybody's bodies and then see what you cue when you're not seeing those actions. So yeah, really awesome.
Cool.
Thank you.
Awesome. I'm glad you watched today.
Yeah. Thank you so much. See you Friday.
See you Friday.
Rachel.
Yes.
Hi. I just had a question
That's
more
good.
about.
Thank you.
Hi, Joel.
Bye, Bill.
Bye-bye. Bye,
Firstly, I love
everyone.
it, Rachel, when you go all OCD on the props. It's really
Yes.
cute. And you're like, we're just gonna prop the hell out of it. But are you going to carry on these classes after this mentorship, or?
I'll keep teaching weekly classes. I probably won't start another mentorship for a bit. I just probably won't start another mentorship, but I will. I think I'm going to still teach, so, and that'll be fun because we can do all sorts of weird poses if we want to.
Okay, wait. Okay,
cool.
I'm so glad, Naomi. Thank you for asking that question, because I thought you were, I love Joel's smile. I thought you were starting another mentorship. Don't hurt me now. I want to stay with you.
Yeah, and you can stay on and stay with classes for sure. I might just not start a round of, in the mentorship, we go through the classes very specifically. So I have a pose specifically that I do every week without fail. And so I might just not do that. I might, so it'll be a different class. It just won't follow the same structure, but I'll still be teaching. Yeah.
So I get the classes how?
Oh yeah, you can. So everybody has, first of all, I extended everybody's mentorship classes till September 21st, because we've gone longer because we missed a couple of weeks. So everyone's extended, so there shouldn't be any problems. And then you can just buy a monthly membership. It's like $30 and come to any of the classes you want to.
Okay, and that's weekly, still Tuesday, Friday?
It will still be Tuesday, Friday,
Thank you,
from what I'm planning. You're welcome. We have time though. We still have like another month, so.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Hey, Rachel. This is Paul.
Hi. Hi, Sol.
I have one question. What do you feel about encouraging women when they are in their period, about the inversions? I don't know if you spoke about this in the first two classes because I was not there, but would you encourage them, or would you leave them free, however it feels better for you? Or do you do your inversions when you are in your period?
Depends how I feel. So it really depends how I feel. So medically, nothing bad's going to happen. But energetically, the idea, of course, is that, we want apana, we want downward flowing energy. Like, why would we invert that? So I think if I were doing something like shoulder stand or headstand, and I was in day 2 or something like that, I probably wouldn't, just because it wouldn't feel good, right? And you're in that inversion for a long time. Handstand, you're up there for like a hot second. So handstand, I don't really care about. But usually if I'm cueing it in a public class, I would say something like, if for any reason you don't wish to invert today. So I don't overtly speak to if you've got your period, because I don't want people to feel self-conscious about that. And I think that women are pretty good. Like, if you're crampy and feeling not great, you're probably not going to want to go upside down. But if you're feeling fine, if it's lighter or your body is just okay with that, then I don't see a problem with doing it. It's really only when, like in Ashtanga, when we did it every single day, or 6 days a week, going upside down for a long time, then on your period, first of all, I was always happy to not do the practice. I was like, yeah, I get a day off. But when it's really heavy, it's just, all that stuff doesn't feel so great. So that's how I choose to speak to it. Unless I'm in a workshop or a teacher training where I might go into it more in depth and give us pros and cons and give people more information about it. I'll just say, if you don't want to invert today, then here's your option.
All right. Thank you so much for the class.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. That was so nice.
You're welcome, Cynthia. Nice to see you. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Yeah?
Today I could feel the hugging my legs together. I don't know, it was different today.
Yay!
So I could see the lift,
Yeah.
Like, for the first time, maybe. Yeah. I already felt it, but that was really strong today. So.
Fantastic. Good. All right, Erica, are you good? Any questions?
No.
Good.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Thanks for
All
the class.
right.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.